Okay, hey guys, Cliff here. Today we're going to take a look at this knife. It's one of my test knives. We're going to check it out under magnification, dull, and then we're going to take a look at what the effects are for several different honing rods. We have a diamond honing rod, a ceramic honing rod. We also have your classic, this is actually from a Shun set, so it should be a fairly decent steel. It has the ribs and the smooth. We're going to take a look at the effects of all of these on the edge, maybe get a better understanding of what's going on at a microscopic level in the real world. Okay, give me a second. I'll get this set up and we'll get going. Thanks. Okay guys, I think I'm set up here. We're just going to take this as it is. I believe this edge is fairly polished. I can see some spots up here towards the spine where it's reflecting light. The microscope is on high magnification. I've measured the actual bevel width from top to bottom, and it's approximately 1 millimeter. So that'll give you an idea of the scale we're looking at. That's a 1 millimeter bevel, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on it now. Okay, here we are, zoomed in. You can see a little ding there, and you can see where the edges roll just a little bit there, and we got one skin. These are very tiny. Again, that's the whole bevel from top to bottom. That's 1 millimeter. Okay, and so that's the edge coming up over the top. You can see a real nice, pretty clean view of it. I'm going to scroll down the blade here. That is plastic from the lens housing. But the bevel itself, if you look, that's a fairly polished bevel. Very polished. And it's fairly tight. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and I'll zoom out. So for our first one, we know what this looks like under the scope. This is about a 600 grit diamond honing rod. 6 to 800 is what it says. It's brand new, it's super coarse. I'm going to do 5 strokes on each side, or alternating back and forth. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that should be a total of 5 altogether. I'll set that over there, and then I'm gonna just zoom you guys in real quick so you can see basically it turned it into a chainsaw edge, and I didn't wipe it off. I should have wiped it off, but you can see all the particles. Boy, that's gonna be rough. Down here even further. There you go. So that's about what you'd expect. That's about an 800 grit scratch pattern, 600 grit scratch pattern. Really coarse. That would remove damage, but boy, it's also doesn't feel very sharp either. Okay, to reset and prepare to sharpen for the next item, which will be the ceramic honing rod. Anybody that feels like timing how long this takes to sharpen me too. See if it's... Okay, leather belt. Okay, I'm gonna give it a squirt. Should have done that before. We'll wipe the edge off, and then we're going to take a look and see. This is our reset. Okay, there's a nice clean edge coming up over the top. You see just a little hint of some reflections. These are really tiny, so that's a real sharp edge. That's a baseline, if ever I've seen one. Okay, hopefully this makes sense. We started with just the polished edge that was on there. I go ahead and I use the 600 grit diamond steel. We got to take a look at how coarse that abrasive looks. Basically, it put a micro bevel on top, and then I went ahead and did 1, 2, 3 step process to get it back to a sharp edge again. This is shaving sharp. And what do we want to do next? Do we want to use the steel or the ceramic honing rod? This is a Messermeister ceramic honing rod. It's a little dirty. It probably needs some cleaning. Let's see what this thing does. The same deal. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 1 and 2. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and I'll set this here. Okay, as you would expect, we're coming in at a little higher angle, and there you can see what a fine grit ceramic honing rod looks like. I mean, if it was dull, this would definitely maintain the edge. A light stropping after this, but you're not doing a lot of damage. Let's go ahead and reset our edge, sharpen it one more time. Hopefully I'm not totally blocking the camera. Okay, come on, little leather belt. Always go away from the leather belt. There we go. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a look and see what this, oh, gotta wipe it off, of course. Okay, then we'll take a look at what this looks like again. Make sure we're re-zeroed. There we go, another clean edge back on there. You can see where I lightly stropped along the top, bringing it all together. So here we are, that's what the edge is reset again. And we're going to go ahead and use the coarse edge, the ribs first. And they do bite. Okay, I think that's 5. Seems like it's really catching more on that one side than the other. Okay, and let's go ahead and zoom in and we'll take a look at what that looks like. Okay, and this is what a steeled edge looks like, including loose, ragged, jagged pieces hanging out. And this is what sometimes I think gets confused for being sharp, is this jaggedness. That was literally a perfect edge just a minute ago, and that's what the steel did to it. I'm going to go ahead and hone that on the smooth side real quick. Okay, wipe it again. Let's take a look and see if that did anything for us. So that helped clean it up, but it actually puts what looks like to me a wire edge on there. And so if you use it, you're making a wire edge, and then if you keep using it, you're straightening a wire edge. Interesting. Okay. Okay guys, that was it. Just a quick video today, kind of a warm-up video like I'm always doing, trying to get back into it, show the different types of honing and what it does to the edge. Started with the diamond. Again, really rough, not my favorite. I wouldn't suggest it. I don't think it leaves a functional edge for an end user. My favorite is the ceramic honing rod. I prefer the dark rods because they don't show this kind of build up over time. And third, final one would be the steel. I know a lot of guys use the steel in their profession, butcheries, meat packing, they're taught how to use these. If I'm missing something, please leave it in the comments below, any suggestions. I basically tried to use it to the best I could, holding an angle, doing some steady strokes, looking at what the results are under the microscope. So I appreciate you guys watching, and thank you guys for subscribing. I think we're close to 5,000 subscribers, which is amazing, and I'm really grateful and I appreciate it. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you for the next one. Aloha.